Episode 10. The Final Countdown. Scene 1. Ronnie's full recovery. The episode begins with a peaceful moment at Pride Rock. Ronnie, now fully recovered, stands proudly next to Keon, her strength and health restored. The sun sets, casting a warm glow over the land as Keon looks at her with relief. The scars of her previous battle have faded, and the love they share shines brighter than ever. The cubs play in the distance while Simba and Nala oversee their safety. For a moment, everything feels at peace, but that peace is fleeting, as Keon knows the true battle is still ahead. Scene 2. Gathering the forces. Later, Keon, Ronnie, and the Lion Guard meet with Kiara, Kavu, and the Night Pride to discuss the growing threat. They stand together on the edge of Pride Rock, the weight of what's to come heavy in the air. Keon addresses the group, outlining their plan to confront Scar's army. There's a sense of urgency in his voice, as he knows the longer they wait, the stronger Scar's forces will become. Ronnie stands by his side, confident and resolute. Together, they will face this challenge head on. Scene 3. The Scouts report. As night falls, the group prepares for a dangerous mission. Keon calls upon the Lion Guard and the Night Pride to scout the Outlands, but they are careful not to engage the enemy just yet. They move silently through the darkened savannah, making their way deeper into Scar's territory. The tension is palpable as they draw closer to the enemy's stronghold. Their mission is clear: gather intel, locate Scar's army, and, if possible, begin to thin their numbers before the final confrontation. Scene 4. Discovering the enemy. The group comes upon a high vantage point overlooking a vast encampment. They freeze as they see the sheer size of Scar's army. Nearly 400 hyenas fill the camp, and scattered among them are around 25 lions, many of them larger, battle-worn, and intimidating. The scene before them is a terrifying sight, and Kyan's heart sinks as he realizes just how outnumbered they are. The group watches in silence, calculating their next move. There's no way they can face this force head on, the odds are too great. Scene 5. The plan. Back in the shadows, the Lion Guard and the Night Pride regroup. The situation is grim, but Keon refuses to back down. He knows that they must do something to even the odds. Ronnie speaks up, her voice steady but determined. She suggests a plan. They will begin by picking off the hyenas in smaller groups, creating confusion and weakening their numbers. Kiara and Kavu nod in agreement, knowing the risks involved but understanding that it's the only way to make the battle manageable. Kyan's leadership is tested as he weighs the consequences of each decision. He looks at Ronnie, her eyes filled with quiet strength, and he knows this is the only way forward. Scene 6. Simba and Nala's duty. Meanwhile, Simba and Nala remain behind at Pride Rock, where they look after the cubs. Simba watches over his grandchildren as they play, the weight of the looming battle clearly on his shoulders. Nala keeps a close eye on the cubs, making sure they stay safe while their parents and the others venture into the heart of danger. The bond between Simba, Nala, and the cubs is undeniable, and their presence provides a small moment of comfort in an otherwise tense time. Scene 7. The First Strike. As dawn breaks, the Lion Guard, Ronnie, Keon, Kiara, Kavu, and the Night Pride make their way toward Scar's army. They use the terrain to their advantage, sticking to the shadows and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Keon, his heart racing, signals for the first wave of action. The team moves quickly and efficiently, silently taking down small groups of hyenas. Each successful strike is met with a quiet cheer, but there is no time to celebrate. They know this is only the beginning, and their work has only just begun. Scene 8. The enemy responds. After taking down several hyenas, the group realizes that their presence has been noticed. A few hyenas spot them, and the camp erupts into chaos. Keon quickly signals the group to retreat, but it's too late. The hyenas are closing in. The Lion Guard and the Night Pride fight fiercely, using their combined strength and skill to defend themselves and stay ahead of the advancing enemy. Keon leads the charge, determined not to let his family or friends fall to the hyenas. Ronnie, ever the warrior, fights alongside him, her resolve unwavering as she faces down her own share of enemies. Scene 9. The escape. The battle is fierce, but Keon and the others manage to create enough confusion to break through the hyena lines. They retreat, but not without losing a few precious moments and some minor injuries. As they head back toward the safety of the Pride Lands, the weight of the battle's aftermath hangs heavily on them. Kyan's mind races with the knowledge that they will have to face Scar's full force soon. The battle has just begun, but the danger has never been clearer. Scene 10. Regrouping at Pride Rock. Once back at Pride Rock, the Lion Guard, the Night Pride, and Keon meet with Simba and Nala. They report their findings and share the details of their strike on Scar's army. Keon, though proud of their success, knows that they are not yet ready for the full battle. The odds are still stacked against them, and they must prepare for the fight of their lives. The gravity of the situation is clear to everyone, and they all feel the weight of the responsibility they carry. Simba looks at his son and daughter, his voice serious but full of wisdom. This fight will not be easy. But remember, leadership is not about taking the throne, it's about earning the trust of those you lead. Keon and Kiara exchange a look, understanding the depth of their father's words. They know the responsibility ahead is not just about fighting Scar, but about being there for their families and the Pride Lands. Scene 11. Kyan's resolve. Later that night, Keon stands alone outside Pride Rock, staring out into the distance. The stars above remind him of the weight of his role as leader. He knows that the battle is far from over, and he is determined to protect his family at all costs. His thoughts drift to Ronnie, the cubs, and all that is at stake. With a deep breath, he steels himself for what's to come, knowing that whatever happens, he will not falter in his duty.